Get ready to chant mantra Om 7 times. Make your sankalpa. I'm chanting mantra Om, creating a protective energy field around me. That keeps me protected from all external negative influences, antibodies, and viruses. I am creating 3 layers of protection. The outermost layer consists of 6 friendly creatures: an elephant behind me, a peacock in front, a tiger on the right side, a lion on the left side, an eagle above my head, and a black tortoise below me. Inside of that, I have a big ring with balls of fire. I am lighting all the balls, allowing a firewall to go up all around me, creating a protective shield. The third layer of protection comes from the subtle energy of the mantra Om that I'm chanting. Take your awareness to Mooladhara Chakra at the perineum. Visualize a 4-petal lotus, red color. You will visualize that the energy of the color red is coming up through the Sushumna Nadi, which is inside your spinal cord, pours out from the Sahasrara Chakra at the center of your head, falls all around you like a protective fountain covering your body. This visualization will continue to remain the same, except that the color will change. Take a deep breath. Take your awareness to Swadhisthana Chakra at the spinal terminus, the coccyx bone. 6-petal lotus, orange color. Increase pitch a little bit. Take a deep breath. To Manipura Chakra behind your navel, 10-petal lotus, yellow color. Increase pitch further, take a deep breath. Take your awareness to Anahata Chakra behind your heart center. 12-petal lotus, green color. Increase pitch further, take a deep breath. Take your awareness to Vishuddhi Chakra behind your throat pit. 16-petal lotus, blue color. Increase pitch further, take a deep breath. Take your awareness to Ajna Chakra behind your eyebrow center, two-petal lotus indigo color. Increase pitch further, take a deep breath. Take your awareness to Sahasrara Chakra, center of the top of your head. 1000 petal lotus, white color. Increase pitch further, take a deep breath. Shanti mantras. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinamadidamastu Ma Vidishavahai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Keep your hands in Linga Mudra. Keep your hands close to your chest. Make your sankalpa for chanting Mahamrityunjaya mantra. I'm chanting Mahamrityunjaya mantra for physical health and mental well-being. Chanting the mantra every day helps me maintain the best of health, mentally and physically. All my brain cells and my body cells are operating optimally and in harmony with each other. I can feel your grace, my Lord, penetrating deep into my body, energizing each and every brain cell and body cell, keeping me in pristine health at all times. I bow down before you, thanking you from the bottom of my heart for keeping me in pristine health, and I promise to put in efforts from my side for keeping this body in a healthy condition, befitting for you to reside inside my body in your effulgent form. If you know the mantra, chant along. Otherwise, just feel the vibrations of the sound energy. Om Triyambakam Yajamage Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarakamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Triyambakam Yajamage Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Triyambakam Yajamage Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarkamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Shanti 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 Harigi Om. Slowly disengage both your hands, keep them on your knees. And keep your body absolutely steady. In the steadiness of that body, experience the steadiness of your mind. Just become a standby observer of your thoughts as they flip in and flip out. And just see when you become aware, the thought starts receding on their own. Become a curious observer who is asking a question, where are these thoughts coming from? Where are they going? When you ask such a question, there is a momentary movement when there is no thought, there is absolute blankness. Focus your attention on that blankness. Feel yourself completely grounded with Mother Earth. Be confident that she will always provide you for all your necessities of life. Feel a surge of energy coming up from Mother Earth, penetrating your body, reaching out to every nook and corner in the body, giving you a unique sense of confidence to face up to all external circumstances, be they pleasant or unpleasant. And very gently open your eyes, relax. As promised, we will first go through a round of introductions today. We have been together for nearly 2 months. Had we been in a physical class, we will all be knowing each other well. So we'll just give that opportunity to everybody to know something about the other person, so that in case of future necessities, one can always touch base. Like we have people from Hong Kong, we have people from Dubai, we have people from different professions. So you never know when these requirements will come your way, and you can always touch base once you have been part of the course. So I'll call out the names in the alphabetical order in WhatsApp group that I have with me. Some of you are not present today, so whoever is present will then respond. You will just introduce yourself by name, where you are staying, and what is your general activity, what are you engaged in, and anything else that you want to add. So we'll start, and those who have kept your videos closed, when you're calling out your names, please unmute yourself so that others can see. So we start with Anita Amarnath.
Good morning, sir. Good morning,
Good
everyone.
morning.
Morning. Well, I'll just begin with starting to say thank you to Deepa for introducing us to you, and thank you, Ramesh sir, for guiding us these last 2 months. It's been a terrific journey, and a little about myself. I'm Anita. I'm based in Bombay. And I'm currently a freelance freelance consultant on operations and project management. And on the side, I practice yoga and meditation, and I study with the Sangha, with Deepa and Shiva and Moina. We're part of the same Sangha. And before the pandemic, I used to travel pretty often and do a few groups for travel, etc. Hopefully, when things come back to normal, I'll come by and meet you, and hopefully things can move on from there as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anuj Valricha.
Good morning, sir.
Very good morning.
It was a very good experience in the last 2 months, and I would like to thank Gayatri ma'am, as she has introduced to you, and doing yoga has caused my body very much being relaxed and keeping very peace and calm and cool. Um, um, my name is Anuj Palraj. I live in Bombay, and uh, and now by doing regularly yoga, it has helped me a lot. Mm, and thank you very much, sir.
Anuj is perhaps not sharing something very deep inside him. He wants to be in the field of agriculture. He wants to buy a huge tract of land and then start cultivating products organically and market them. Hopefully, one day he will fulfill his dream and become a very successful practitioner in the agricultural field. All the best, Anuj.
Thank you so much, sir.
Deepa. Deepa has been a very great friend for a very long time.
Yeah, thank you, Ramesh, and good morning, everybody, and namaskars. I actually met Ramesh in Singapore many years ago because both Milind and my husband Milind Soman, so I know many eyebrows are going up, and Ramesh are also professors at SP Jain, the global school, for many years now, and he even before I met Ramesh, Milind would, I think the first time Milind met Ramesh, he was so impressed about this chartered accountant who is a United Nations consultant who travels the world, and his modesty, and he's the number one rated professor of finance and classes equal to professors in Harvard. And that was really my introduction to the finance brain and Sanjana, who is also here, Sanjana Ramani, who is Ramesh's student and also someone we love very dearly from the time she was, I think, in nursery. And her mother, Viji, they are in Dubai. So that's how, we sort of, Ramesh became like one icon because Sanjana would always say, that if in her years at SP Jain, if there is one professor she thinks is God, it's Ramesh. So that was really my introduction. And then when Ramesh and I sort of met, we met also at when we came to know that he was doing Antarang wellness, and that's when we discovered this other facet about our mutual love for yoga and the various modalities. His school is different, Bihar school, and we follow, we are Kriya Yogis, so Paramhamsa Yogananda is our guru. And that's when we started to talk, we discovered, and for me, when I learn something that I find of value, it's very instinctive for me. It's like wo baat पेट में नहीं रहती. अगर there is something beautiful that I can learn from someone, it's like I want to just tell everybody. So I put about 5,000 people, I'm not exaggerating, which is the community of Fit Right In that I put in, and that's where I think Viji and saw it, and that's how she signed up. And we are also, like, Rama and I are friends for like maybe 25 years because we are both part of a group called Navi Mumbai Naturalists. We are Namunas. So we have been into nature, conservation, education for many years. And Rama is again someone I don't use the words casually. She's someone I deeply love because of her. She's a maverick. She's been our Lumiere Learning Monday guest several times. She, has. I can't. Ramesh, ye pura class chala jayega if I have to introduce Rama Bishnoi to you all. Anyway, so we have. There are many Hastis in this room, including Jasmina Menon, again someone who in Bangalore I'm a very, very deep fan of, and she's part of another group. So I say in all my communities, like my very, very dear Shiva, Anita, Moina, who are not here, my part of my Yoga Sangha and journey since 2013. So anyway, so there are many groups, and Ramesh, ऐसा है ना, तो ये जो Somatics का जो book है ना, I must have ordered 5 copies, my physician group. So there are many, many people. My purpose is very simple. I just think that all of us can live in a much better world if we only realize how connected and interconnected we are, and how much we can just sort of help and nurture each other to try and keep unlocking our potential. So that's really what I believe in, very, very simply. I run a company called Lumiere Business Solutions that works in the field of research, consulting, and design. And that's really what I do for life and for a living. And my husband and my daughter also are my colleagues. I started this company and we work together. But what I really do, I always say Lumiere is only my bahana. I just get to meet some amazing people, and I cannot tell you how delighted I am to meet with all of you today and be a fellow student in this journey. I really feel that, the mind and the body, they are gifts. They are like, I really believe that they are gifts for us to make the most. And just discovering all of these nuances of muscles, the awareness, the kind of things that I have discovered in the last months of working with you, Ramesh, are things which are, which are probably going to be not just use. I mean, I just want to say, use us, all the 13 of us, in whatever way as seva, because in this sangha, I think we can really do some great seva just to say ke ye aisa cheez hai. There is something called sensory motor amnesia, and we awaken to it. We don't have to suffer in pain. Or ek baar pain chhoot jaye, we can unlock our potential to do so many things. Hai na? And so it's just about becoming aware. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Deepa. The next two people are not there. I wish they had come. Ashwini is an ophthalmic surgeon. She is into retina detachment. And Vrunda, who is her sister, is also a medical doctor. And she's a surgeon. And I wish they had both come today. So we move on to Jayashree Raghavan. Where's Jayashree? Jayashree is not on the screen right now. I think she's gone somewhere. We'll get back to her. Lakshmi.
Hello, everybody. I'm Lakshmi here. I'm from Mumbai. I work as a business analyst in IT. And so how I came into this journey was, I've been doing yoga and I keep reading books. So one of the most interesting books I've been reading is that, The Body Keeps a Score. And I got introduced to Ramesh through Divya. So Divya and me keep, exchanging a lot of things about such stuff. And she was like, why don't you at least try the workshop? And I was actually hard pressed at that time for time, but somehow I just managed to join the third class onwards. And I'm really glad I did, because what I've been reading, I could actually practically put to use. I'm able to understand how the mind and body connection flows and everything. So the blockages, the pain, the fear, all that things are where it's stored, what's happening. So it's a learning process, and I hope I get to learn more. So Ramesh sir, I'll get in touch with you after this also.
Yeah. In fact, she keeps a very busy schedule. When she wanted to do a one-to-one with me, it took us almost 1 week to fix a time, because whenever I would call her, she was in calls.
So it's work from home has become like, just getting everybody on the same page. So you're constantly just 15 minutes, you're just constantly getting people together, and then your actual call happens. So most of the time whenever you used to call, I used to be just grabbing people together. So that's how it was. And it's still like that. Let's see.
Jayashree, are you there? No. Jermina is not there. No. Meeta is also not there. Moina? Moina is also not there. Nandini is also not there. Prafulla, she's from Hong Kong.
Namaste, Rameshji.
Namaste.
I was a long time skeptic of yoga. I never believed in it. I was more of a sports person, and I played table tennis for the last 30 years in tournaments and even for pleasure. But I was never a believer of yoga. But I think you have me converted now. So what I really, really felt this was important to me was you could take it in 15-minute chunks, because I work in banking in Hong Kong, and it's a pretty mad schedule here because we are across different time zones. But what's really appealing is the 15 minutes chunk that I can take out of my day and use for maybe one session, which is really like focused. I think that's what really appealed to me. I was introduced to this by Professor Srilata from Tata Institute of Social Sciences, from where I did my PhD as well. So it's been quite an awakening, and I have you to thank for that. Thank you.
Thank you. Wonderful. I think Jayashree was trying to reconnect. She's still not connected. Jayashree, you are connected now? No. Ramaji?
Yes, sir. Got connected.
Yeah. Jayashree is connected. We'll come back to you, Jayashree, in a minute. Yeah. Yeah, Rama.
Okay. I'm an example of Bhagwan ke ghar mein der hai andher nahi. I got to know of this after you all were almost done with 3 or 4 sessions. But when Deepa told me about somatics, and she explained to me, and very kindly also sent me an interview link where she spoke at length to Ramesh. I mean, I didn't need any convincing. I just knew that this was right for me. And what I am is professionally is I worked in advertising, and then figured that, as a consultant, everybody told me you can make, 5 times the amount of money that you can in a job. So I thought about it and I said, yeah, it sounds good, but I don't want to make 5 times the amount of money. I will instead work 1/5 and equal my salary. And largely I've been able to keep to that. I do independent projects where I just find whatever is required interesting in the area of marketing and business consulting. And that leaves me free to indulge in a lot of my other interests, which keep growing each time I meet new people. I think, oh, wow, that is worth doing. And, I jump right into it. Yoga is something that has been a part of my life for almost 22 years now. I was fortunate enough to have the Arya Samaj very close by where I live at Santa Cruz. And I had a wonderful teacher there who, again, followed the Bihar School of Yoga system. But post-COVID, in the last few months, I'd been having a lot of aches and pains. And I was looking for a solution. And I instinctively feel that this is something that will give me the answers I'm looking for. I can already feel the difference. And it's just so nice to, be part of Ramesh's class. And as always, every time I interact with Deepa, I come out with something or the other of phenomenal value. And this is yet another instance.
Thank you very much. And Rama is one person who comes all the way to the center for a one-to-one session. So she comes here on Thursdays. Yeah. Jayashree?
Good morning.
Yeah, very good morning.
I'm a preschool teacher. My name is Jayashree. I stay in Chembur. I got to know of this through the seminar which you had arranged.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I had no knowledge of it. But once I got into it, I really liked, because I've been practicing yoga for a long time. But I feel this was something different, and I was curious to know what it is. So that's the reason why I joined. But I feel it is it's worth the time which I have spent. So thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
I look forward to some more association in future.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think we skipped Pratap. Pratap again is a very personal friend of mine. We know him for a long time.
Hi.
Hi.
And good morning to everyone. I stay in Malad, and I know Ramesh and Chitra since they got married, I think. Right, Ramesh?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Chitra had been studying, and my wife and Chitra had been classmates. So that's how they kept in touch even after marriage. And over the period, I came to know that Ramesh has ventured into a new wellness program. So I was keen to know what it is about and all, and we were in touch with all the stuff. So one day he called me and he messaged me that this is the program we are going in. So would you like to be? So I said, okay, I have some issues, like whether I'm able to do that time, because I was planning some vacation out of Mumbai. So he said, as long as you're in Mumbai, you join the program, and then let's see how it can be done. So I joined, and I had issues with my knee joints and shoulder joints, and I've been repeatedly doing certain exercises, somatic exercises, what have been taught us, and that has really helped me and reduced my joint pain to a very great extent. And I'm sure with the continuing of these exercises, I'm sure it will almost 100%.
Fantastic.
Ramesh.
Thank you very much, Pratap. After that, Rati is not there, Ravi is not there, Rita. You're muted. Yeah.
Morning, everyone. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Thanks, Ramesh. It's a good friend of mine. I'm Rita Wazirani, staying at Chembur, Mumbai, and working at Vivekanand College, BS College of Arts, Science and Commerce, as an executive administrator, and practicing yoga last more than 25 years, adopting yoga as a way of life. And I'm thankful to Ramesh, grateful to Ramesh. Whenever we used to go to ashram, always he has taken care of us. He has organized the visits to the ashram. And while just sharing our experiences, and one day I just was discussing with him that some issues. He said, I've started this course, 2 months course. Why don't you join that? I said, surely. And I have full faith, whatever he says. And really, it was a wonderful experience. And I enjoyed each session. First of all, I would like to say that the name Antarang, it's a beautiful name. Rightly, it is very, life is colorful within also, that we have a lot of potentials. And rightly, it is said that these practices take us to the subtle level and cellular level. At the same time, the chanting, starting with the chanting, Om chanting, and the beautiful thing that you have to visualize, all the protecting shield, so really, and the auto suggestions and the prayers, really, it's very, very powerful at mind level, and it brings that harmony of body and mind. And really, I enjoyed all the sessions. And would like to express that I have a hobby of plants. I have anybody interested, all plant lovers are my friends. You can visit.
That's something she has inherited from her father.
Dad.
Yeah. Her father used to be very passionate. Whenever we used to go to her house, he used to take us to the garden, individually point out each of the plants, how he has nurtured them from the sapling to the tree level. It's a very beautiful garden. Yeah. Thank you, Rita.
Thank you so much, and I'm blessed. And Chitra is also my good friend. And thank you very much, Ramesh.
Thank you.
And thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
And all the best to everyone. Thank you.
Runali.
Good morning, everyone. Sir, am I audible?
Yeah.
I introduced the Ramesh sir by Gayatri ma'am. So I am thankful to Gayatri ma'am. This course, my name is Runali Kapoor and I live at Borivali, Mumbai. This course helped me to reduce my shoulder pain and back pain. So, and I enjoyed the course. I'm a homemaker Thank you.
Thank you very much. Runali, thank you very much. Saket is not there. Sanjana?
Hi everyone. Good
Hi.
morning. My name is Sanjana. I'm currently based in Dubai. I work in the finance field. I got to know, I was a student of Professor Ramesh from SPJ School of Global Management. And Sir used to keep sending me brochures of his yoga program. That's how I knew of these programs. And I was recently looking for something to help me with mental health and physical health as well. And I thought, why not try this program, having tried, so many other things in life, and it not worked. I thought, I'll just try this. And I'm so glad I did. After the first class, however, I thought of quitting because I've done yoga in the past, and it's not really worked for me. And so messaged me and called me up, and he's like, try for the whole class. And I'm so glad that you did. It's benefited me immensely. I've lost so much of weight in the last 2 months, and I can see a great difference in my mental health, and it's just in uh, the way I perform my everyday duties at home, and uh, everyone has been at home has been able to see the differences in my behavior, and in the way I'm living my life today in just the span of 2 months. I've been raving about this program to my family, asking my father to join, and it's just been a great experience for me. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. What she doesn't mention is that when she started, it was a challenge for her to get up and be available for the class. Today, if you see, she's the first person to log in. At 6:55 or 7, she is in the class. And then I make her do some workouts while the others are still logging in. So that's a transformation in just 2 months' time. And I asked her, how is this? She says, I automatically now start getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So that's a wonderful thing that has happened as far as I can see. Wonderful, Sanjana.
Thank you.
Umesh.
Yeah, good morning.
Very good morning, Umesh.
Myself, Umesh Khandalkar. Presently, I am at Jamnagar, Gujarat, which is close to the Dwarka. It's one of the Char Dham.
Oh. So
So,
you make a trip.
very, very close to the Krishna's place.
Okay.
As basically, I belong to Nagpur, Maharashtra. But in the professional career, since last 23 years, I'm at Jamnagar in the service, which is happened to be one of the world's largest refinery and petrochemical complex, Reliance Refinery at Jamnagar. And I'm responsible for protecting this particular facility from fire and safety point of view. So this is my professional background. And coming back to the yoga, since childhood, I was a regular Swayamsevak of RSS and doing all the yogasan and all the physical activity there. And over a period of time, in the peak of career, somehow this yogasan practice was in the backstage. Since last 10-15 years, realized, this is the way we should go in the life by doing the yogasan. And then last 15 years, I am regularly practicing a yogasan. It is a coincidence that my wife also is a yoga practitioner and naturopathy practitioner. And she and Ramesh sir was in one of their group meetings in Saturday. Ramesh sir introduced onto the somatic yoga, and I also practice on that particular day. And my wife is taking some expert opinion and advice from Ramesh sir, and she immensely had some good result out of that. Though I was practicing yoga, some of the difficult yogasan like Bakasan, Chichasan, Mayurasan, but of late it was not really getting into the balanced mode. Then I thought, okay, better we can have the expert advice. And what I have discovered in this particular somatic yogasan, the speed of this particular yogasan, as Ramesh sir always saying, slow, slow, slow. We are in the practice of doing fatafat yoga karlo, 1 hour and just finished off. But what I have discovered, really it was a new chapter. While doing this particular every movement in a slow motion, your mind is automatically going into that cell, muscle and everywhere. And that's how the brain is getting really connected. And that is really one thing wonderful which has happened. And I find it, yes, it is definitely increasing flexibility, the concentration. Excellent experience for last 2 months, and I don't know how these 2 months has passed so fast.
Fast, exactly.
Yeah. Thank you so much for all the wonderful association.
Thank you.
And
Thank
all
you.
the best to all the participants. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Vijay Lakshmi. And Moina has joined, so we'll be coming back to yeah.
Hi, Shiva is also Miss Ramesh. You alphabetically, Shiva also is there.
Shiva is there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, so we'll come back to Shiva. Let's finish with Vijay Lakshmi.
Yeah, hi, good morning. I'm based from Dubai and I am a homemaker. Thanks to Deepa, because of her Fit Right group with this one, I came to know about the somatic yoga and I joined this along with my daughter, Sanjana. And it was a beautiful experience of 2 months and quite a lot of learning and things like that. And thanks to Corona, due to which this is one positive thing that has happened during Corona. We are able to reach you out like through the Zoom sessions and other things. Amid so many other negative things, this is one of the positive things that I see. Yeah, because of that, and I will surely continue doing practicing this somatic yoga in my day-to-day life as well. Thank you so much, sir, for everything. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Shiva, sorry to have missed you in the alphabetical order.
Thank you so much, sir.
You're not very...
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now yes.
Okay. So I'm a home scientist, a seeker, always ready to learn something in the field of healing. So I've done pranic healing, then I did back flower therapy. And when my Sangha people, Deepa, shared this with us, so I thought that I don't have to leave this important thing in life, because during COVID times, everybody is sitting on cameras, on laptops and everything. And being a teacher, I also feel that if I can, like how Deepa said that pet mein rehta nahi hai, so I also need to share it with as many people as possible. I also had never heard about this word called Hanna Somatics. So it was a new thing. I thought I have to get involved myself. And if it's something that takes care of your joints, your pain, your muscles, whatever it is, any form, I think in coming age, we have to tell this to the kids. Because already my daughter is 12-year-old and a lot of her friends have started having problems in their shoulders. And from the school itself, some moms have started making joint oil, pain oil, relieving pain kind of oils also. So I said, if we are doing it, outside, why can't we get into some kind of exercise mode with these kind of kids where they relax themselves? Because sometimes in all the schools, they have to sit for 6 hours or maybe more than that in a day, which is really long hours for kids. So I started with that and I'm very happy. I'm very glad. Thank you so much, Deepa, that I happened to, take knowledge for last 2 months. And I'm going to be very regular with you, Ramesh sir, because like some people said that Antarang holistic wellness, It's an amazing, I think, service to the humankind that you're doing and bringing this amazing art of yoga practice to the world. And we are very glad that we are one of the, beginners who learned from you. And we are going to spread it for sure. And I keep telling whoever I meet about it, and I share some YouTube video with them to read more about it. So that was my take on it. And thank you so much again, Deepa. If Deepa and Moina or Anita, whoever says something, it's something that I will go blindly behind them.
Thank you so much, Moina. You're muted.
Good morning, everyone. I'm sorry for joining late. I am a yoga practitioner first, and a yoga teacher and a writer, also a homemaker. I was introduced to Ramesh ji by our favorite Deepa. I think most of this group has been spawned by her, and I think it goes a lot to towards the trust that we all have in Deepa, that if Deepa suggests something, we know that she has researched it, she has understood it, she has recommended it from a place which is reliable. So we are all here thanks to her. Many of our Sangha are here. So thank you, Deepa, and thank you, Ramesh ji. I have benefited hugely from attending your classes. First of all, from your persona. I find you really one of the most elevated people that I have met, simply through your voice, through your demeanor, through the service that you're doing towards all of us. And I really hope that this continues and you're able to spread the goodness of this practice. And I really enjoyed the classes. I was very curious because I am a yoga practitioner and teacher. So obviously we all want to know about our own craft and, what is this new thing, different thing? How is it being interpreted? So I found the interpretation extremely interesting and unique. The way you are working on proprioception and connecting mind and body. I found it extremely interesting and beneficial, and I hope to continue and remain in touch. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Just a little bit of background as to why all this started. Personally, I have a sister who is handicapped, and the medical science said there is no cure for it. And when we were young, we didn't have money, so we couldn't explore anything outside of that. When I made my professional career reasonably stabilized, then I started exploring out as to what can be possibly done. And that's how I started foraying into alternate therapies. The kickstart for all this was the Golden Jubilee celebration of the Bihar School of Yoga. In that, my Guru Swami Niranjan actually published a wonderful book on Tantra. And in that book, he referred to a book written by a European called Stalking the Wild Pendulum by Isaac Bentov. As I was reading my Guru's book on Tantra, I searched on Amazon and I found that this book, Stalking the Wild Pendulum, was available at a low-priced edition. So I immediately ordered. In 2 days, the book came. In 4 days, I finished it. And that started the whole foray into alternate therapies. Over the years, I spent time on crystal healing, color therapy, energy bands, herbal therapy, multiple magnetic therapy, and I finally enrolled for an alternate therapy course with some institution in Calcutta. As luck would have it, midway through my course, that institute had to be closed down because of some government order, and out went the course out of the window. As I was reading further, I had purchased 2 books by a wonderful doctor in Canada called Norman Doidge. One is The Brain's Way of Healing and The Brain's Way of Learning. He talked about the brain's plasticity. These were 2 amazing books. I had bought them. They were in my library for a very long time, unread. But suddenly, as I say, when the time comes, everything happens. I opened the book and started reading. And that book opened me to the potentialities of what is possible in this world, which we are not getting to hear from the medical profession. And he talked about Moshe Feldenkrais, who was a pioneer in the field of somatic practices. And I started researching more into Moshe Feldenkrais to see how I can get involved in it and how I can bring it. That didn't happen by the time I landed up with Eleanor Christman and with Anna Somatics. Eleanor was more open person. Feldenkrais is a big institution. They say you talk to Australia, Asia Pacific is under Australia. Australia doesn't want to talk to you. They feel India is not a remunerative source, etc. Whereas Eleanor said remuneration or no remuneration, this is a good thing people must learn. Now, by the time I came to all this and started implementing it for my sister, unfortunately, she had a massive fall and her hip joint broke, and thereafter there is no retrieval as far as she was concerned. But I said that if I couldn't do it for my sister, at least people should know about this. If I had heard about this from my doctors, perhaps I would have spent money going abroad exploring it, and she would have been in a much better position today. So I wanted people to at least hear it at the back of their mind, saying there is something like this. If nothing works, try it out. If it works for you, wonderful. If it doesn't work, in any case, you are in the same position as where you are. But as most of you would have experienced, if somebody tells you somatic practices or Feldenkrais or Hanna Somatics, you will say, what is it? And I want a situation where you don't no longer say, what is it? You want to say, I want to explore it. And that is how this passion to introduce it started. In a way, I'm not a marketing person. I was floundering as to how to spread it. And in stepped in Deepa, and she started doing the marketing work and started spreading the word around. And that's how it started getting to be known much more.
It's not marketing. I only call it sharing, huh? By the way, I'm not even a marketer.
But what I'm saying is that sharing actually opened up a lot more of people's awareness than what I could do with my own ability to reach out. And she's basically a human person. She keeps interacting with people. So she keeps adding to the list of people to whom she can reach out all the time. And of course, they are into strategy and things like that. She has been so kind enough to tell me that we will once, Milind and I will sit with you and try to frame out the entire goal plan as to how you should take this up. So we are hoping to meet that once, because both of them are such close friends that I can always walk in at any point in time. And let me tell you another thing, that today the requests are coming more from children. We are now dealing with 4 youngsters, 2 of them 9 years, 1 13 years, and 1 5 years. And let me give you some background for you to understand. Now, my first client was a 9-year-old girl. She was suffering from a knee pain for 3.5 years. Going from orthopedic to physiotherapy to orthopedic to physiotherapy, trying multiple options with no cure. Came to me because somebody known to them had attended one of my other programs called Relaxercise, and she recommended them to take a yoga program. So they wanted the kid to come for a yoga. When I heard this problem, I said, yoga is not the solution for it. Hanna Somatics is the solution. So they said, we'll try it out. You will not believe it, within 4 sessions, the kid stopped having pain in the knee and she even could sit in Padmasana. But unfortunately, thereafter, the kid went to play and in that she had a relapse. At that point in time, I became a little scared and I told them that you should bring in my teacher, Eleanor, into the picture, because I don't want to do something which is beyond my current knowledge and create a problem. So Eleanor came on the scene, and today the kid's walking style has changed, the kid's leg style has changed, her shoulder neck position has changed, and she's substantially pain-free for the last almost 6 months. So this is the achievement that we have done. The parents are absolutely so grateful. Their need to run from doctor to doctor has stopped. Their need to run from one place to another place to try and get the kid back is gone. Now it is a focused attention on complete reversal. The second is a 9-year-old boy who's been having pain in his thighs, inexplicable kind of a pain. And then again, I said, this is beyond my capacity to deal with it. We brought Eleanor on the scene, and I'm now doing the follow-up treatment. The boy substantially improved, started reporting loss of pain. Right now in his society, they are doing some rehearsals for the parade on Independence Day. The poor boy has been made to stand for almost 1 hour without a rest, and again relapse has happened. So I told the mother that either stop him from going there or allow the trainer to let him rest every 10-15 minutes, because he is not yet ready for such long standing and doing parades. So now they are acting on it, but there are possibilities which was not there. This mother was also going from doctor to doctor for cure, but nothing much was happening. The third is a relatively easy case of a scoliosis. The spine was bent on one side, and we have already corrected the spine. The spine has almost become correct. Now only the one backbone is not felt on the back. Now we are working on that, but that is also come completely on. Her mother has discontinued physiotherapy because it was not giving her the result that they were looking at, and now she has already seen the result. And the last, of course, is the most challenging case for us. And if we crack it, it will be a fantastic feather in the cap for all of us. And that's a 5-year-old kid. From the age of 2.5 years, the poor kid had some viral infection, and thereafter his left hand is completely paralyzed. He can't lift his hand beyond here, and his hand is slightly turned like this. And now, there again, from 3.5 years, the parents have been going from doctors. The kid has been going through physiotherapy. And now, in just 2 months' time, the extension of the hand has moved a little better. His voluntary movement of the hand has improved. And the father told me that one day they were in the drawing room. The kid lifted the hand all the way up and brought it down. The excited parents asked him to repeat it. The kid couldn't do it again. So now we are at least, but the fact that he did it once means it will happen now. So we are working on it further, and it's a challenge to innovate, because we have to innovate games for him. So for him to stretch his hand, we ask him to play dash with his car. But the challenge that Eleanor gave me was, if he takes it fast, he should not bring it fast. He should bring it slow. So we have to innovate for that. So I tell his father to keep the hand behind. So the moment he dashes the car, when it comes back, the father resists and the hand comes back slowly. So with this kind of innovations, the child has started showing signs of improvement. Wherever he was not initiating the movement, he has started initiating. Now he is able to pick up an object, take it from behind, give it to the other hand, and bring it out from it. So these are the possibilities. We are not at any point in time saying that Somatics is a magical cure for everything under the sun. So don't carry any such misconception. So long as there is something which is muscular related, muscular contractions, we can clear it, even if medical science is a fracture, Somatics cannot cure it. If there are certain other ailments, they cannot cure it. But you can combine therapies. Like in my center, we are experimenting with crystal therapy. We do crystal cleaning. We do something called Tattva Shuddhi meditation. We do something called intensive breathing, and we do Somatics. And the most personally touching case for me was a friend of mine, my own classmate. We were schoolmates for 11 years, afflicted with cancer. And he was completely shattered when the result came that it is malignant. He didn't know what to do. I said, first stop worrying about it. And then we built him on meditation. We built him on breathing. We gave him certain chantings to do and certain practices. And we managed this chemotherapy wonderfully. Out of 11 sessions of chemo, 9 sessions happened. At the end of 9 sessions, the doctor cleared him of cancer completely and said, you are as good as anybody else now. So there are immense possibilities. If your mind is strong, you can overcome all kinds of problems. There are multiple books in my library where I keep on reading again and again how people in alternate therapies have worked wonders where medical science says there is no cure possible. So be associated all through. There are long possibilities in the future. And thank you all for being part of the first Hanna Somatics course. I will be joining my 3rd module from 14th to the 22nd. And then I will be learning more, and possibly I'll introduce something once again in September, October, with some additional practices that I'll pick up from the 3rd course, including something to do with neurophysiology. So I would also request all of you, I'll send a message in the WhatsApp group. I want a written feedback which I can use in my website as well as in my promotions for the future. So please respond to that request. And then we'll just start our closure now. So be seated in a meditative position. Get ready to chant Om 3 times. Make a sankalpa. I'm chanting Om, creating protective energy field around me that keeps me protected from all external negative influences, antibodies and viruses. Take a deep breath. Asatoma sadgamaya tamasoma jyotirgamaya mrityorma mritam gamaya sarvesham swastir bhavatu sarvesham shantir bhavatu sarvesham purnam bhavatu sarvesham mangalam bhavatu loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Triyambakam Yajamage Sugandhim Pushtivardanam Urvarkamiva Bandanan Mrityor Mukshi Yamamritat. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Rub your hands nicely and they walk. Gently keep them on your eyes. Then slowly open your eyes. Release your hands. Hari Om. That's it. We also run what is called a somatic yoga, which is running at the same time, 7:15 to 8:15 on Mondays and Thursdays. So any of you are interested to continue practices can think of joining them. That's also running on Zoom. And once the pandemic is relaxed, we will be starting our in-house class, which is my signature program, which we call Vedic Yoga. And there we will have almost 15 minutes of chanting practices and then somatic yoga practices. So that will start possibly in January. So I just wanted you to know about it. Those of you who want only pure yoga, my wife runs a class in the evening from 6 to 7 thrice a week. So if you want to have a continued practice, you can explore joining any of these things. And of course, when we come up with new practices, we will let you know. So thank you once again, all of you, for being there for 2 months. And a special thank to Deepa for spreading the word around. Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you.